everybody. Welcome to Live at 5 on Wednesday, June the 29th. And we have a very special guest. I mean, we've got a Tony winner in the room, everybody. Cady Huffman is here. So we're going to work through the news with Ryan McPhee here. And then Katie's going to come in and have a proper chat. Right, Ryan, talk to me about Significant Other.
So the big news of the day,
yeah.
Significant Other is heading to Broadway. So the show, it was by Josh Harmon. It was...
He did Bad Juice.
Yes. So this, like Bad Juice, was off Broadway at Roundabout last year.
Yeah.
And so now it's going to be coming to Broadway. They're saying like March 2017.
Okay.
They're working on exact dates in the theater.
We have no cast yet.
Not officially, but it looks like the original off-Broadway cast, Lindsay Mendez, Gideon Glick, and others are going to be coming to Broadway as well. Yeah. But we'll let you know when that's official.
We'll see when that happens. Now, Leslie's Rod, been a bit of a delay. It's not happening this week, but it is happening, and you are going to get 8 of them, so don't worry.
Yeah, and that's actually great, because now you still get 2 more weeks of the vlog, which means that he'll be vlogging during his final performance on July 9th. Which otherwise you wouldn't have had.
It's great.
And our guest actually knows a thing or two about the Hamilton
which
vlog,
we'll be talking about in a minute. Okay, but he's got this video up, Autumn Leaves.
Yeah, it's his music video.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a beautifully shot video. Yeah. His wife, Nicolette Robinson, is in it. And they have a mock fight on the steps at Lincoln Center.
This is very beautiful.
Very glamorous.
I mean, I wish my fights looked like that.
Right?
I wish I looked like that, having my own. Yeah, that sort of works for me. Never happened, but there we are. Goals. # goals. Carolee Carmello is coming back to Finding Neverland. She, of course, left Finding Neverland to do Tuck Everlasting, which didn't last
as long as it had.
Yes. And now she's going back to Finding Neverland, and that ends in August. So get yourselves to Lunt-Fontanne Theatre, because I love that show. This is fun. So Better Off Single, which used to be titled Stereotypically You.
Yeah, we've recorded this movie before called Stereotypically You.
And
with Aaron Tveit.
I know. Calm yourselves. Anthony Ashford is in it.
Right.
Anyway, it's got a date, hasn't it?
Yes. So it'll be available in theaters and on demand on October 7th.
Absolutely.
This is a big week for Aaron Tveit on screen news.
Yes.
So check the site. We have some more news about that.
So much going on with Aaron Tveit. Okay, this was fun.
Yes.
Talk about dreamcasting. You know, sometimes you have a moment and it's just dreamcasting. Kristen Chenoweth was doing a workshop today of...
The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
I mean, is that amazing?
So this show actually announced back in 2014 that they were looking to do a Broadway revival. It was kind of put on the back burner. Some other things were happening. But today we learned that they did a private reading just today with Kristen Chenoweth and a bunch of other people.
Jennifer
Holiday, Christopher Sieber. It was a great cast. And so this was also produced by Jeffrey Richards, who also produced American Psycho.
And there are a lot of American Psycho.
Incidentally, there's a lot of American Psycho alums in this cast, so check that out.
As you know, American Psycho fan club.
Number one fan.
Absolutely. Now, we've just been asked about A Bronx Tale, and no casting on that yet. However, of course, Nick Cordero and some very popular Broadway alums were in it in Paper Mill, so fingers crossed for when it comes to the main stem. Now, your road trip feature. Everybody, once you've watched Live at 5 today, I want you to go and look at Ryan McPhee's road trip feature, because a lot of effort went into that, and it's superb.
Yeah, we mapped out all of the places that you need to go around New York City, I think within like a 4-hour radius or so, of all the shows happening.
Guidelines here, parameters that went on.
Well, you need rules when you're going on a road trip.
Yes, well, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's excellent. And there's great art as well. There's a little Broadway.com car.
Yeah.
It's tremendous.
So you can check out people like Santino Montana, Paul Alexander Nolan, Will Swenson. They're all in shows around the city, so look for that.
Odds and Ends. Megan Hilty is recording a Christmas album this week because it's summer. Tyne Daly has landed a great big role in Spider-Man Homecoming, and Spider-Man is a former Billy Elliot. Fun fact. So anyway, that's Odds and Ends today. And Broadway Flea Market, for all of you people who love going to that, there's always such amazing memorabilia at that. It's going to be happening on the 25th of September.
Yeah, and this year, for the first time, they'll actually be on 2 streets. It'll be on 44th like it usually is, and also 45th. So that's twice the merchandise you can buy.
Huge. Well, thank you very much, Mr. McPhee.
Thank you.
And we're going to welcome Tony winner, Katie Huffman.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Tony winner.
Hello, everyone. I mean, lots of excitement going on here. Okay.
Oh, we can see things.
We can see things. So, currently, you're in Shear Madness off Broadway.
Yes.
So you're a Tony winner. So what is it about Shear Madness that made you think, yes, I'm actually going to go off Broadway and do this show?
Well, it's just a ton of fun, and I get to use some of my improvisational skills. and I get to play this Upper East Side sort of matron, which is
Okay.
not something I normally do. And yeah, it's a summer gig that's awesome.
That's awesome.
You
And
know?
it's at the Davenport Theatre.
Yeah, right now it's at New World Stages.
Oh, you're moving, aren't you?
Through July 10th.
Yeah.
And then July 15th we'll be at the Davenport.
So you get to do tech again.
We do. 3 days of tech.
Fun, nothing like tech. For those who know nothing about Shear Madness, so it's set on the Upper East Side, is it? Or
No,
in
it's
New York?
set right here in Hell's Kitchen.
Oh,
It's
okay.
set in a hair salon right
Right.
on 50th and 9th. I guess we'll be moving to 45th and 9th.
Whatever.
Or
It's not
45th
far.
and 8th soon.
In the area.
Yeah, it's exactly where we are is where it takes place. It's just that I slum it from the Upper East Side. I come to the West Side to slum it a little bit with
Excellent.
mine.
Well, we've got someone tuning in who's going to Shear Madness tonight. I can't read her name, can you? Zuri?
Yep.
Zuri. So, yeah, I know. Right here.
Thank you, Zuri.
All very exciting.
Introduce yourself afterwards.
We need to talk about this vlog.
Yes.
Leslie Odom Jr. So let's back up. You won your Tony for the producers.
I did.
And this I find is fascinating. So the Tony Awards broadcast this year was the highest rated since the producers.
Well, it was great.
And it's that level of excitement around a show. I mean, it's not been seen since the producers. And then you went and saw Hamilton.
I did.
And you got a bit emotional. It was amazing. If you go and look at the vlog, incredible.
I mean, I just was weeping through the
Yeah.
whole thing. There's just the whole, I'm not going to plug Hamilton.
No,
it
it's
doesn't need me.
fine. You need to go to Shear Madness.
Yeah,
Buy
go to
tickets
Shear
out there.
Madness.
Tickets
Get just
available
as
to
excited
Shear
about that.
Madness.
If you
But
can't
yeah.
get tickets to Hamilton, go to Shear Madness. But Leslie Odom Jr. and I have recently worked together
Okay.
on a reading.
Oh.
Yeah, like
can
a
we
week-long
ask
reading.
what it was for?
I don't know if I'm allowed to, but perhaps I'll tell you anyway. They are doing. They want to turn the film The Sting into a Broadway musical.
Wow. Breaking news here on Live at 5, everybody.
Yes, and the Robert Redford role. I don't know how much I'm
I
supposed
think
to
we
tell.
had. I think we might have known about the Sting. I didn't think we knew about the workshop though.
Yeah, there's been several.
Yes,
I'm doing another one in
thank you.
October, and the Robert Redford role was originally written as African American.
I never knew
And
that.
that's what Leslie
Fascinating.
did last time.
Amazing.
I can't say there's any casting being
No.
done right now, but that
Early
is something
days.
that's- Yeah, early days.
So you managed to get into Hamilton. Basically, you had an in.
I had an in. I know somebody in the press
Yeah.
office, and I
And
know
you're a Tony
Leslie.
winner. I mean, basically,
Well,
maybe if you turn up with your Tony, you'll get a ticket.
you-
Maybe that's
you
how
know,
it works.
you should be able to do that, but that's not how it works, unfortunately. But I do know somebody.
Yeah.
I got in before the Tony Awards, and then Leslie, I did his
Yeah.
vlog. Yeah, I was just weeping. I just thought the show, not just beautiful and
Yeah.
so crafted so well, and I haven't seen real choreography like that in a long time, where those dancers are
Yeah.
used to really further the storyline, and that girl that I could go on and on and on, but I did get to do his vlog, and I was thrilled to do it. And
Yeah.
of course, no makeup,
No,
just
no,
like
no, that's
red
fine. We love
eyes,
that.
crying.
But the cast seem to be coping very well because you've been in that. You've been in the point where you've been in the biggest show in the world. You've done it. You were a Tony winner for it.
And I tell you, that was
Very few people are. I mean, that's a very exclusive club.
and which was kind
Yeah.
of great to go backstage and see other people who knew what I had
Yeah.
gone through, and to be able to express,
Yes.
I know what you're going through.
Because it
you
is
know.
amazing, and also, I mean, there's all this stuff going on that they have to deal with, but they still have to do 8 shows a week,
They
and that's
do.
the art, isn't it? It's what
That-
all these performers have to do on Broadway.
And
Broadway.
no matter how much the show is
Yeah.
making and the scalpers are making, the actors are making their salary.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's it.
You know, they love it. They're great. They're committed. They're beautiful, and they're doing it for the love of it. Which, you know, I just really wanted to feed them. You
Yeah.
know, wanted to feed them, make sure they're getting their naps in, and just keep them healthy. Because it's a grueling schedule.
It's a marathon, not a
Yeah.
sprint. And I mean, you're doing 8 shows a week at the moment
I am,
off
yes.
Broadway. I mean, do you have any dressing room rituals to get you into the zone, to sort of get you in a place where
Absolutely.
you get out there?
I
You
may as
do.
well be a baseball player because
Really?
I have absolute rituals, the warm-ups I need to do, whether or not I'm doing a musical, I still do vocal warm-up, I still do physical warm-up. And yeah, it's everything. I haven't quite worked out my rituals for this yet, but everything will be in its place and
Yeah.
place where it needs to be. Left sock, left shoe, right sock, right shoe.
Really?
It's like everything pretty much, yeah.
to get you
To get me
you
into that character,
into the zone. Now, we've had, a question coming in. What's the funniest part about working with Nathan Lane? Because also you did it with Anance, more recently as well. So,
yes.
Funniest part about working with Mr. Lane?
Well, in the producers, the funniest part about working with Nathan was Matthew, because Matthew may be the funniest person alive, except he's not an extrovert like that.
No, he's
a little more reserved, but Nathan, it would make Nathan giggle so much to get Matthew to be funny. It was just something miraculous about it. He would just be giggling. You'd just have to send him little, do Cirque du Soleil, and then Matthew would come out as if he's in a unitard and do something, It was, so watching Nathan giggle with Matthew was awesome.
Okay, now this is a great question from Vicky. How do you keep yourself healthy during a run?
Oh, I'm like a nun.
Yeah.
I don't really go out. I don't drink.
Hand sanitizer everywhere.
Hand sanitizer, wash my hands constantly. I really take very good care of myself because I do other things as well while I'm in a run. So, I'm just real healthy. And, when I was younger, believe me, I had a little more fun than I do now.
So, you'll probably eat right as well because you're a food judge. Everyone knows you're a food judge on iChef. That's an amazing job.
I am a professional eater.
How do you get that job?
I ate for a good long time before I got that job.
How does that work?
Yeah, I knew the producer of the show, of a new show, yes. And he said, "You're sort of a celebrity. Do you want to come on our new show?" And I said, "Is there free food?" He said, "Yes." I said, "I'm in." And then it lasted for 10 seasons.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it was great. I really learned a lot about food.
Do you get recognized for that sort of occasion?
I
People
do.
come up and
I do.
start asking you about food.
I do. It's a little interesting to try to gauge, because I don't get a lot of people coming up to me, but every once in a while someone goes, and I go, "Oh, is it food? Is it producers?" I don't know what
it is.
I was on a soap opera for a little while, so these little niches.
It is tough out there. So, in this career.
Yeah.
Have you got advice to any kids watching who are thinking about getting into acting, about getting into theatre or getting into the industry, of what they should do? Not do it? Train? Have a backup? Diversify? What do you...
I would really love to hear your answer to that too, because you grew up in a theatre family. But as a performer, I say, if you could imagine yourself doing anything else, do that, because you cannot do this unless it's absolutely your passion and your calling. It just hurts too much. There's just too many disappointments. But when you get to do it, there's nothing better. So you have to commit yourself completely. And if you just love theater, there are a lot of opportunities. It's particularly with how media is happening now, but there are also in the theater, there are glorious theaters across our country, and ways to work within those theaters and be a fan while bringing art to people. So that's my best.
That's your best.
Yeah.
Now,
study.
Jorge wants to know where you keep your Tony Award.
Well, I have to keep my Tony Award in my bedroom on a shelf, otherwise my cat eats it. So
we can't have your cat eating your Tony Award.
I have a great video of my cat eating my Tony Award, just fully loving on it. This is obviously hers. She thinks she's going to get to the catnip somehow.
Okay. Well, there we go. Now, you've also directed, haven't you? You directed The Life and Death of Kenyon Phillips. Is that something you want to do more of?
Absolutely. That was a huge extravaganza at Webster Hall, including circus, burlesque, rock and roll, and sort of a through line musical element to it. And of course, for no money, enormous. We had to load in, do the show, load out all in one day. It was
logistical challenge.
Yes. So 3 months of sort of rotating rehearsals, trying to get all these various. Fortunately, it was episodic, so I could rehearse people at different times. But I just sat in a studio and rehearsed them constantly all day long.
Amazing.
Yeah. And Kenyon is a downtown artist who is one of my very best friends, and I adore what he does. So we've been also kind of grabbing from that and doing smaller things here and there, Joe's Pub and other places.
And as a performer, actually, that must help inform your directing. The performers on stage must love you because you know where they're coming from.
Yeah, I love performers. I just love performers. And to really kind of step back and understand what they need from me to get their best performance is the best thing about it. The patience it takes, and at my age, having done this for 30 some odd years, that I suddenly realized, oh shoot, I really do have something to offer them. I really can tell them about singing, dancing, acting, whatever it is they need. I actually have experience, so it's great.
Now you've done everything, but do you have any dream roles left that you'd still like to get your teeth into?
Oh.
No, we do put this out there because it works. So normally I spent years telling us he wanted to be Phantom on Broadway, and then he was.
Beautiful.
So he did. So he's putting it out to the universe and saying,
I want to be Anna and the King and I. I really do.
It's not this production, sadly.
I know.
It is dancing off to London.
Well, I'm available.
There
Do you know
are.
anybody in London?
I have a word. might do. And also, I always like to bring it back to the show that we're talking about. So why do you think audiences will love Shear Madness as much as you do?
Well, the great thing about Shear Madness is it stays very current. Because of the improv element, we can use current events, we can even use people in the audience, and the audience is the seventh performer, because we get a lot of stuff thrown at us during the performance from the audience. You get your chance to get your say. So, it's just fun.
Get yourselves to Shear Madness, which is moving to the Davenport Theatre, but all the information is on the site. Katie Huffman, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Live at Fivers. We will see you tomorrow.
Thank you so much.